My mom neglected me and ditched me for her new family, so I decided to ditch her as well. Let me start with a little background about myself. I, 19 male, was born when my mom was only 17 and my dad was 19. They were young, impulsive, and unprepared for parenthood. Though they dated and eventually hooked up, they never married. My dad ended up in prison for the majority of my life, all for non-violent substance charges. This left my mom to fend for herself, and for me. When I was 10, she married my stepdad. The new family structure seemed promising at first, my mom seemed happy, and I was hopeful that this new beginning would bring us closer together, but that was far from reality. Things began to change when she got pregnant with my sister. Once my sister was born, it wasn't long before my mom got pregnant again with my brother. I slowly began to feel like a ghost in my own home. My mother's attention was diverted, and I was pushed to the sidelines. She seemed to hardly notice me, let alone care about my feelings or needs. Emotional neglect settled in, and I felt unwanted, as if I didn't matter anymore. As I grew up, I continued to try to get her to talk to me, to notice me, to include me, but she was always preoccupied with my brother and sister. Every family activity became an exclusive event for them. It was always my stepdad, mom, and my siblings, leaving me out as if I wasn't part of the family. I started to believe that my mom hated me or, at the very least, disliked me. This realization was solidified one particular day that still haunts me. I remember vividly when my mom came into my room, all dressed up and racing around. Curious, I asked if she was going somewhere, to which she quickly replied no. Content with her answer, I went back to playing on my computer, but no later than 15 minutes later, I heard the garage door go up. Confused and alarmed, I raced downstairs, thinking, what the F? Sure enough, my mom, stepdad, and my sister and brother were all dressed up and in the truck, and I was left standing outside, feeling really uncomfortable. The look my mom gave me as she jumped into the truck was not one of regret or apology, it was a look of absolute disgust. Though I don't cry easily, something about that whole scene really got to me, and I went back inside to cry a bit before I managed to get over it. Unfortunately, it wasn't the first time something like this had happened. She texts me 10 minutes later telling me they're just going to the park. I remember thinking, but I didn't respond, fearing I would just work myself up again. Fast forward to when they got home, I was eating dinner, and my 9-year-old sister rushed in after my mom, super excited to tell me about everything they had done. They hadn't gone to the park, my mom had lied to me, they'd actually gone to Dave & Buster's, gotten milkshakes, and went shopping. I was crushed by it, and my little sister noticed I had gotten upset. Sensing my mom was about to make excuses and turn the circumstances into my fault, I excused myself to my room quietly to avoid a scene in front of my little sister and brother. The truth was, it super sucked. I had been trying so hard to be a good son despite the selfishness of my mother and the chaotic impact her ways had on me. Once I realized that her behavior wasn't normal, I began to question our relationship, the one we once had, and my place in the family. I didn't see any safe way out without ending up on the streets, broke and alone, 19 years old, unemployed by the way. In a desperate but determined move, I joined the army. It was a spur-of-the-moment decision, and she still doesn't know. This was the first decision I'd actually made on my own, and I can't tell you how excited I am for BCT soon. So here I am. Sorry everyone, I just wanted to get this off my chest. Thanks for listening.